Now we need to edit this, so we're going to go back to Photoshop, and you're going to open that PNG file. So we're going to go File, Open. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is, Bench PNG. Open. Okay, so there it is. It's a line drawing, and now we're going to color it. Now what's really important is all these lines need to be connected, because if they're not, your color is going to migrate out of those areas. So if that happens, you need to go back into Illustrator and edit this. So in order to fill this, it's going to be really simple. We're going to use the bucket tool. But we need to make sure that what's in the palette are the appropriate colors. So um, let's say I'm going to do this up here. So that really needs to be white. Okay. So boom, there we go. And let's do this guy over here. All right, so that fills all that. Let's do these areas in a slightly darker gray. Now, you see this? What happened was, see, there's a little opening right there. So it wasn't quite filled. I can go back. Same with this. There's a little dam there. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to correct any of those problems. So what I did is I went and I selected the brush tool. And I have this is going to be different depending on what resolution you're working on, but I set it at 13, and I made sure that my palette, it's black. Okay. And what I need to do is figure out where are the openings, and I can see one right here. All right, so .13. Let me go down to like 7. So that's a thinner line. So all these openings here are a problem. So I didn't do my line work very well. All right. I think I'm good now. Okay, so now let's continue to fill this in. Okay, so back to the bucket tool. All right. So I want to make sure that I've got, let's go back to this gray. Now, I want to make this gray the same as this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the eyedropper tool, select it, and that's what goes back in the palette. There we go. That's good now. This, I'm going to make the same color as the top here. I'm going to change this to a darker gray. And I'll do all that. That's good. I'll probably make this the same and that the same. That's good. I'll probably make this a lighter gray. I'll make that little guy dark gray, and then I'll leave these a little bit lighter. Maybe put the dark gray in here. All right, so let me just change this gray. There, that looks pretty good. So I'm just going to go File, Save. Whoops. And I don't want it as a PSD file. I want to make sure I save it as a PNG again. I mean, it would have worked okay if it was a PNG. Let me call this all right. So now this PNG file, I'm going to go back to my original image, all right, and I'm going to bring this in. So I'm going to go File, Place Embedded, and look for my PNG file. There it is. I think it's this one. And you can see it's too small. So there's two things I could do. Probably what I should have done, I'm going to delete this, is change the size of my file right now. So I'm going to go, because it's probably way too big, go Image Size. And yeah, look at that. That's huge. Okay, so let's set the resolution at 300, but let's set the pixel width at 1500. All right, so you see that that's fine. That's less than 5 megabytes. So we're going to hit OK. So now when my PNG file comes in, it'll be a much better size. So now I'm going to go File, Place Embedded. There we go. And now it's a little bit large, but that's okay. It's better to try and make it a little smaller. So I just keep messing around with the scale until I get it to fit right on top of the original bench. Remember to hit the Shift key so that the proportion doesn't change. That looks pretty good. Basically, I've covered the entire bench. I can see, look at this, see this little thing here? So I'm going to rotate this just a little bit. Bump it up. That looks good. And then I'm going to place it, all right? And then what I want to do is just want to make sure that we flatten this before we save it. So go Layer, Flatten Image. All right, you see that it turns into one. And then we just save it. So then go File, Save As. Let's give it a new name because otherwise we'll overwrite the original file. And we'll go Final Bench JPEG. Save. Okay. So there you go. It's ready to post in Blackboard.